Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on today's match. We're having a match for UofT versus UMass Amherst, and this is one of the few games that one of the last remaining games we have before we go into the playoff stage. Joined with me, sorry, my name is Charlie, or you can call me Rasatska, and joined with me is go ahead,
Sarah Kuhn, I'm
Sir.
here, and we are here to cast this game. And right now, U of T's record is 5-1, and this game is to secure second place in the group stage. Is the last game of the group stage.
Yeah, unfortunately, last week we ended up losing to Waterloo. It was a very close set, all things considered. Unfortunately, the Baron throw, the tower dive after the Baron from last week's game, caused us to get the first loss against Waterloo. Unfortunately, only one team can be 6-0, or I guess 7-0, and this time it goes to Waterloo. But yeah, right now we have a game set up against UMass Amherst. Currently, the record is 2-4. They're doing okay for themselves. They're just trying to get through and see if they can make themselves go into the playoff stage. As usual, we have the five players. Huane, CY Blood, Little Frosty. This time he's got a name called Yumi Princess. You won't be hearing Sarah Kuhn say that name a lot. However, that's what currently his IGN goes. And then finally, our ADC is Landkreis, and the support is Laurent.
That's right. This is a relatively lower stakes game for U of T because no matter win or lose, it will be making it out of the group stage and into the playoffs. But for UMass, a bit of a higher stakes game, a bit more is on the line.
Yeah, they definitely do want to secure. They're banking on winning this game, and they're also banking on like some of the higher level opponents losing. Higher level teams losing. For example, they would want University of Guelph to lose or Rochester. Guelph. In order for them to make it, they really need Guelph to lose in order for them to even have a chance of making it into the playoff stage. So for them, everything's on the line, and we're just gonna have to see if they can claw it back. Yeah, currently we're waiting for teams to be set up. We have the stage set up, courtesy of Blankrise. We're waiting on both teams to finally get into lobby. So yeah, how are you feeling about like this patch, Sirikun? All things considered.
Well, this patch recently, there's a whole item rework, a lot of removal of the mythics items. Many new items were added, so let's hope that everyone's had enough time to sort of settle into those changes. And especially with Smolder, I'm not really expecting that we'll see that today, but
Hmm.
um, personally, in my experience, that champion is a little bit overtuned. You know, it
Yeah,
doesn't really come online until the late game once all of the stacks are sort of acquired, but then comes an absolute late game monster. So I'll be
yeah,
really
he is.
excited to see a Smolder, but I'm not really expecting it.
Yeah, I think both of these or at least from what I understand about Landkreis, he seems more of like a more mechanical heavy player, opting not so much for champions like Jin, opting more for like the heavy auto attacker. So I seriously doubt we will see anything like Smolder from him. But what I do want to see less of is this Maokai champion. Maokai ended up deciding last week's game. A very, very handy champion to have on your roster. I just pray that these nerfs are enough, and if the nerfs aren't enough for this patch, that the nerf's next patch will hopefully finally seal the deal with Maokai. Him is just too much of a menace in the bottom lane.
Okay. Everyone's menace.
Everyone's
Biggest
menace.
tank, a lot of CC, everything
Yeah,
you asked for in a champion.
he is such a scary champion. When he just presses that R button to start off a team fight, it's like Ornn with less damage, but like the CC is still there, so it's just ridiculous to deal with at a certain point. Point and click CC in his kit also makes it very hard for him to deal with. So just not a fan overall.
Especially
Of,
considering that ult is massive.
Yeah, those roots, man. And it's so annoying too, because like it's like Ash, The farther it goes, the more it's done. So like you're running away just makes it like it's a lose-lose situation, A catch-22 as we call it.
Yeah, I love it when I can press one button and take control of it. Listen, I don't know why we're bashing Maokai so much. Maybe he'll get nerfed. It's okay.
I just don't want to see this. I just don't want to see him today. He's just he was too effective. We'll see if he still is too effective. But yeah, no, overall, it's just like we're probably gonna see a couple staple picks. To see probably like Karma be shared around. Maokai if he's still good. Ezreal was a very popular pick last. last time. Maybe we'll see Ezreal focused on.
Ezreal's a very safe pick and deals a lot of damage. I've seen many a comeback on an Ezreal in a team fight.
Yes, he is one of those champions. Just being able to dodge, weave, hit all at the same time is such an effective play style for sure.
What do you expect that we're gonna see in the top lane matchup in these games?
Top lane, unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with. Low key, most of the action did happen on the bottom side. Um,
See, the fabled top lane island.
yeah, it really was just an island, like I can't tell you what was played last week in the top lanes. I do remember there being an Ornn. I do remember like a Renekton also. Um, but other than that, there is not much we can really say. But it looks like the lobby is finally like being ready to set up. I see like Hui and CY Blood. I see all of like UFT Blue. They're all here, but they're just waiting on the rest of
Okay, waiting
it.
on just 2 more players.
Okay,
Or
we were getting word in that getting word here that UMass is getting the blue side. So Landkreis and friends will or UFT Varsity Blue will be taking the red side in second pick. What do you expect to be like some of the more popular blind picks, especially since we don't have too much OPGG information?
yeah, I mean, blind picking always sort of scary in terms of a draft. You have to pick something that's safe, but something that's also effective. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not really too sure that of what these players specifically like to play, but
Right,
I'm expecting like an Ornn top is a pretty safe pick most of the time.
right.
Even maybe something like an Azir in the mid lane is a very strong, like a control mage. It's a pretty safe pick.
Yeah, Zero is pretty strong, especially in a competitive environment. I think Zero gets the flex. He just like has permanent info on where the enemy is, and so he'll get to play around it very, very effectively.
Maybe even something like a Twisted Fate for that big map control. Very safe champion, long range, point and click
Mhm.
stun.
Yeah, Twisted Fate. He did get nerfed in the bot lane this time around, but maybe we'll still see him in like the mid lane. He is still pretty effective what he does. Wave clear mid, attack speed just to get things going, and hopefully he just gets to take over that map. Who knows? Yeah, you're probably right. We might see that champion get picked up over here.
Yeah, I mean, I do always really love watching that Azir gameplay.
Yeah,
Just pressing so many buttons, and you just look cool doing it.
yeah, for sure. Uh, Loki prod, if you could. Yeah, there you go. That cries finally. Okay. We should be starting draft very soon. The teams do look set up. They're in the esports lobby, so yeah. Hopefully we can get draft started very, very soon. We see a lot of random names, some barcode names. Hopefully there's no hidden implications here. All things considered, we're all good. We're all good. Yeah, Landkreis did tell me that most of these players were Emerald at Diamond, so I'm not 100% sure what he meant by that. But it looks like things are finally getting started. Diamond
All right,
Masters
now we're
added.
looking at first pick in the draft to beat, oh, rather the bans.
Yes, the first few bands. So the way it goes is three bands on either side, and it goes first pick, and then two. Right. So it goes 1, 2, 2, 1, and then after that, bands happen. And the same thing goes again. Hey, we see a Twisted Fate band.
Ban on the Twisted Fate. Okay, guess we're not seeing Twisted Fate this game.
Yeah, very effective of what he does. Like just a point and click CC, the wave clear, low key brain dead a little bit once he gets his items going, especially after Lost Chapter or Rod of Ages, depending on what he opts to go for. See, in Game of Smolder, I was telling you, Landkreis is not really a fan of these like low mechanical skill ADCs. So yeah,
The
Senna
Senna.
being followed up very, very soon. Will not see any of those fasting champions. Actually, what I've noticed about Senna is that she's made a return. She's made a return in the sense of like ADC Senna, in the sense that she's like farming. She's no longer fasting. What are you thinking about that?
Probably Well, the fasting Senna meta is all has to do with the support itself getting a lot of the gold to be more effective on champions like Tom Kench, like maybe even sometimes a Cho'Gath. But with the ADC Senna, maybe with this new meta, like an enchanter support is enabling Senna better. Oh, we have the Maokai ban. Good thing we're not seeing Maokai.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Just he's such a strong and effective champion in what he does. Point click CC are decent chunk of damage, a built-in wards thanks to his saplings. Uh, thank God he's not here. That's all I can say. Good riddance. Okay, and we got a Gragas ban. Gragas did get buffed, moving like in the top lane. So getting rid of him just make the game a little less degenerate. His playstyle is not very interactive. It punishes you also very heavily for making a mistake. So, not wanting to get punished or not wanting to get hit with such a quote unquote simple playstyle that Gragas is getting rid of.
Starting out with the Hui.
Yeah, Hui is a
See.
very versatile champion. Having basically 12 skills, 13 if you count his ultimate. So, wait, no, is it 13 or 10? Correct me, please. Q,
Uh,
Q,
it should
Q.
be 10.
Yeah, you're right. It is 10.
It's 10
Yeah.
because when you go into one of your stances, your R becomes canceling it.
Right. Okay, yeah. So we got getting effectively 10 skills, so a big pain point for some people, but for these players, we will hopefully we'll be able to see like
And
they can
there's the
pull off.
Ezreal.
Yeah,
Like
this is
an
followed up with
Ezreal
a Karma
Karma
Ezreal.
bot lane. Very, very
Potentially,
safe.
yeah, you might be right. It is potentially a Karma bot lane. But I also want to point out like how Karma can be flex mid lane. Her poke, her synergy with Malignance is just so strong. So probably see also expect the Karma mid lane. I'm just not sure how good it is into the Hui. So who knows? We might see something down the line.
Xin Zhao as a jungler.
As it's now most likely going jungle, you're right. So hopefully they're just playing for setups. They do have Hui as a good bit of CC. Xin Zhao being an early game jungler, you don't want make sure he doesn't fall off. Sorry, in order for him to not fall off, he needs to be ahead. So hopefully with Hui and other champions to help support him, hopefully we have like a CC top laner or even some bot pressure over here. Jin being able to follow up very far with his W, being able to root or slow people off with his blossoms and his ultimate.
Looking like a very long range bot lane, Jhin versus Ezreal. I
Yeah, you're
think
right. It's not going to be
with
too interactive, all things considered.
yeah, I think without any ganks, we're not really gonna be seeing any kills in the bot lane unless something goes very wrong on either side. But
Wukong being
Wukong,
locked.
the
I think
monkey.
yeah, Wukong the monkey is pretty strong. Same with UofT also, if you're a big follower of that. But yeah, no, Wukong, team fighting champion. Same with Karma. Same with Ezreal. These are all champions that want to stick together. That want to just like brutalize the enemy in like 20 seconds. And Wukong's helping facilitate that. Question is if he's going to go top lane or in the jungle.
Question.
Okay,
Oh, and
second wave
there's the
stance
Ornn
here.
preventing another big team fight champion from coming down.
Yeah. Maybe they're gonna try and out split push the they're gonna try and out split push Varsity Blue.
They
Yes,
try to
but
out
like but the
split
thing is they
push
already
if
got the oh go ahead.
yeah, if Shinzao gets ahead, maybe we could they can try winning based on duels and skirmishes.
True, I can see that. But they're already considering that. They banned away Gnar, being very good at split pushing and with TP available. See, well that's what I'm saying, yo. They're like considering everything already. The split push power. They're just trying to pinch away all of these split push champions. Gnar being able to TP in though with his big form, what's it called rage form.
And Malphite, so many of these huge team fight top laners getting banned out. But if we have Aatrox,
Aatrox, a very strong champion, all things considered. Uh, Yeah, Aatrox is also a beast at team fighting. He can split push also. Not really known for his ability to take towers per se, but still like just a solid champion overall.
which I'm able to draw that pressure away from the rest of the team, able to fight his way out of those 1v2 situations.
Yeah, especially with the healing that he has in his kit. You see a Janna getting locked in, just want to trying to peel away the Wukong, the Aatrox, the Karma. Ezreal not very effective against Ezreal in my opinion, but still like an effective champion overall. Disengage and try to play with the Xin Zhao. I really do expect to play like the John to play with the Zen Zhao very heavily, and that Jin will be able to just stay safe on his own. And finally, we have Jax locked in for the top lane. We have all but like we have like almost all the info we have for this game to just work out. Jax most likely going to go top lane, and Ash being
Ash.
covered at the moment.
Maybe it would be the Karma mid and Ezreal Ash bot lane with Ash support.
Yeah, it does look like that. Ash having access to slows and even in vision control and a global ultimate that stuns people is just so strong. Um, so yeah, we do have like a 1 minute delay, and then after that we have a 3 minute delay. How about Sarah, how do you feel about this draft? Which team do you think has the upper edge based off of draft alone?
Based off of draft alone, I would honestly have to say it really depends on how the early game goes because we have one team that's so dual heavy with champions like the Jax and the Shinzao, these heavy hitters in those 1v1 situations. But as the team fight potential of UofT Blue is much higher with champions like Wukong and the Ashe, and especially the Karma, being able to put down all of those shields and put down all that damage, especially with these new items like Malignance. If it goes into a situation where team fights become sort of more prominent and they can't win off of picks or anything like that, I really think that UFT Blue has a good chance to take this. That being said, these very scary champions, Jax and Shinzao, if they end up getting ahead, they could really just snowball this game out of control.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very happy to see though that UFC Blue they it looks like they do have some insurance policy. You know, Ezra being able to get away from these situations, Ash able to peel off with a series of slows and stuns. So it looks like they even though they don't have like the full team fight prowess, they do have a little bit of an insurance policy. But yeah, that's a very honestly a very clean review of the draft. I think we're gonna go on break now. We do have a 2 minute and 30 second spectator delay. So we'll get back to you guys very, very soon. Thank you very much. Hey, welcome back, guys. We're just gonna get started very, very soon into games. Spectator delay is finally caught up with us. And Yeah, we've confirmed all the positions. You know, Karma does end up in the middle lane, and Ashe does end up in the bot lane. Everything else is as expected. Wukong will be in the jungle and Aatrox in the top lane. So no big surprises here. As once we load into the game, we're gonna load into everything else and see the beautiful graphics we have, courtesy of Acrylic over here. God bless.
Course. And I really think that it's very important for us to see right as we load in where these junglers are going to be starting, because once again, this early game is going to be so vitally important for UMass.
Yeah. Okay, unfortunately, we are at 0% load. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, we're just getting worked up now.
Okay.
It's No, it's okay. It's okay. Take your time. Oh no. Okay, hold on. We're having some slight technical difficulties.
Right? In just, in 1 second, we're about to transition into the game screen. But before that, what are we expecting to see from this game? What do you think would be the key moments to look out for?
Some of the key moments I expect here is like, yeah, it's as you mentioned earlier. It's either like the team fight heavy composition we have on UFT, UFT Blue, or or like the skirmishing and the hopefully the quick picks that UMass can pull out of their ass. Okay, should work if you just a little bit of poking in the middle lane. Okay, a lot of poking and down coming in the middle lane. Sorry, is the stream showing up on your end? Okay, sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties. First time doing League of Legends for in a hot minute, so just ironing out the kinks over here. Wait, having to burn off TP. We're just going to do a little bit of radio casting at the moment. Wait, having to burn off TP. Wukong and Xin Zhao both starting in their respective top sides. So
Starting in the top side, don't really expect any level 2 ganking to happen in the top lane.
so punishing, especially in a more professional setting where everyone takes note of where the jungler is. When you reveal information like that, it just becomes way harder to play.
Especially in like the first 2 minutes of the game, such a high risk, high reward play like that level 2 gank in something like the top lane where both laners are self-sufficient on their own. It's a little bit dangerous. Ashe taking a little bit of poke damage from the Jin's force shot in the bottom lane, but being able to zone off with those W's, the volley shots.
Yeah. Okay, pretty clean overall. We just have a way and them trading back and forth a little bit. Minecraft is having to push on the enemy over here.
Safe champions like Jin and Janna, Minecraft and Laurent were not able to do much with their level 2 advantage. That's okay. That's not the game plan anyways. We see both junglers sort of hovering around the mid lane, and maybe Xin Zhao's coming in for the level 3 gank.
Coming through. Yeah, as we were talking about it, Yumi Princess is starting to run down to Wukong. Maybe they're trying to fight for the 2v2. I'm pretty sure Xin Zhao has the read. We're gonna go for it anyways. Wukong dashing
and
through.
Xin Zhao flashes, Wukong flashes after, and the first blood goes to the Wukong, but it's gonna be a trade for Hui as Wukong goes down to the tower.
But still, the first blood advantage is just kind of nice. 100 gold going to the Wukong, able to pick himself up 2 lawn swords compared to the Xin Zhao's 1. Despite them being otherwise equal CS, that extra 100 gold just let him buy an extra component, letting him speed up his clear, be stronger in future skirmishes. Now we just take a look in the bottom lane. HP bars are quite low. Lankar still has this HP pot, and so does Jin, having just 1 more HP pot. Perhaps he should pop it soon to make sure he doesn't fall to them anytime. Xin Zhao making his way
Blue has HP advantages all over the board, but Xin Zhao is coming down for another early gank in the bot lane.
Okay, hopefully we see heals popped out. Perfect. Ashe managing to get the kill. Hopefully Lankrai is gonna go down. No flash for Xin Zhao, so not able to follow. CY Blood behind.
Lankrai flashes after the Xin Zhao and kills him. Can he pick up the second? The heal comes down, and the Wukong and Ezreal makes it out alive.
Does make it out alive. Not really seeing the Wukong from behind. Did not have the foresight to try and just like get 1 more shot in against Lankrai. And Lankrai is going 201. All of this for all of this for like no real trade, to be honest, except against Ash, who's managed to fall, thankfully, to the Jhin and not to the Janna.
2 ganks and 2 counter ganks. I believe the Wukong is on vision here in the Raptors pit. Wei might need to back off.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to set up something. It's going to be 2v2. Xin Zhao is starting to move bot also. And perhaps the 3 versus 2, provided Karma doesn't move in time. Okay.
So everyone makes it out unharmed.
Ash is so strong with the Hail of Blades, just managing to poke Xin Zhao. None of these people want any hands, especially since they're already down 1 kill. Just being a little bit careful. Wukong going in and getting out with his clone.
Very safe champion for these really quick engages and then disengages. Oh, but the fear lands onto the Wukong. And the blast comes out of there.
Janna forced to just stay safe, you know. Otherwise, Standby coming through. Okay, perhaps we're gonna see another kill. Okay, unfortunately, Xin Zhao does fall, but there should just be one more chance for Standby to get a kill. Thank God he does end up getting a kill against Wukong. That's nothing so much for the Ashe. They just make their way back to the bottom lane. So you see top lane too. We have Huing managing to push Afterpact under tower. It's a little bit difficult for him to CS. Yeah, the poking with Aatrox's large ass sword.
And both top laners are level 6 now, but there's a significant health advantage for the Aatrox, so don't really expect any duels to be happening too soon.
Now we reach the 6-minute mark. Grubs and the first Drake, Inferno Drake, have been up for a minute, so it looks like none of the teams are really prioritizing it. From what I can see, it looks like UofT can have a stab at the Inferno Drake as you're backing up, perhaps for a reset, maybe to try and back up Wukong, the upcoming Drake. He's out starting it off despite their teammates not being there. Yeah.
Zhao maybe trying to sneak an early Drake. The UofT Blue does not have vision of it, but here comes Wukong.
Wukong is going to try and go for the Wei. Okay, is this potentially worth it? Trying to get the Wei. The Wei does get one shot, even with no ultimates going down, and ultimate going away on Wei also. But Wukong does get away scot-free. But in return, UMass does get the Inferno Drake, starting them off for their the Drake expedition.
Israel does have the level advantage on Jhin and on the Janna, but 1v2 right here.
Right there. But we see Ashe, you know, being pinched a little bit. Okay, no, CC Star not wanting to follow up on the pinch. You know, Xin Zhao being able to Xin Zhao following up on that would have surely been a kill. Maybe too scared of line cries, you know. So strong already with the Sheen and the Ashe serrated dirt.
Yeah, they might have been able to kill one, if not both of them, but maybe that trade-off of having Ezreal pick up yet another kill was probably too risky for their liking.
Afterpact going in for CY Blood, forcing him off, you know, the level advantage of Afterpact being a solo top laner, and quite a bit of EXP. Okay,
Aatrox forced to catch the wave top lane, not really being able to rotate. Oh, but here he comes, and Xin Zhao is following close behind.
Yeah, Xin Zhao's following close behind, but we just saw, like, Karma managed to get a kill against Hui, picking herself up another kill. Getting up those Arc-Seal stacks also.
He is teleporting back to the mid lane to catch the wave.
Fortunately, being in an unfortunate situation, not fun. Standby being pushed under tower, thankfully not losing too much HP. Okay, but we see it. One of the first main skirmishes of the top lane. Afterpact having to dodge the Aatrox as they come up. Okay, that's one. That's two. Okay, and Afterpact gets a solo kill against Huing. What an exciting way to start off a top lane skirmish. Oh no, wait, it's not even a start. He's already 2-0. Perhaps we missed something earlier. But Afterpact having to be wary of the jungler, CY Blood not being quite in range to get the knock up against him.
Pack makes it out alive for the clean kill onto Huing.
Yeah, despite being down CS, you know, he's still up in power. So nothing to scoff at the dueling potential. You see Jax engaging his buy, getting a Hearthbound Axe. Hopefully his attack speed and the HP he gets from that Ruby Crystal will be able to let him deal with Aatrox one more time.
Hui is going to be able to pick up a single turret playing in the mid lane and backing off before Karma returns.
Yeah, Karma returns, but so is the Wukong being a little bit scary in the top side. Not much happening. Thankfully, Hui is equal CS with Karma, so as long as he just keeps wave clearing, like his deficit may not be too bad. We see another skirmish of the top lane. One more time. Okay, but Aatrox flashing away, not winning any of those cans. Okay, but another set coming from the Xin Zhao and the Hui, despite hitting his wave, not really able to do too much. As we were talking about that earlier, you know, Karma with the Malignance is just so strong, putting Hui out of lane already.
And of course, with Shinzao now dead, Wukong has free reign to enter the jungle for the next little bit, trying to pick up that kill on the way under tower. As Karma pushes the wave in, he might go down here. And down he goes with the clean dive. The Janna Tornado not quite being able to finish the job, but Jin with the curtain call, and he gets the shutdown on the Wukong.
Very clean, you know, Wukong trying to escape through the towers and Standby just clipping him with that first Jin bullet. Thankfully, it's the first bullet. As he manages to get the cannon minion too, you know, we take those. All of us League players really know the pain of losing that cannon minion that could have been, you know. We can have the kill and the cannon too. Okay, but now we see Xin Zhao trying to way top. You know, Wukong having bot side. Perhaps he can try and get one. Force Wukong, force Aatrox. There you go. Forcing Aatrox to dash through the wall, lest his life be taken.
UMass picks up the grubs.
Ash holding on to Karma over there. A lot of wave clear from Hui. Back down. Wukong also trying to look through for another gank in the mid lane. With Xin Zhao top side too. It might be possible. Landcry is being forced to solo bot lane. But you know what? This is okay with him. Perhaps getting a kill. But no, not really. Landcry is getting hit by Standby.
We are mobilizing all units, and the Wukong flashes under tower, but the Monsoon pushes him back out of it. No one loses their life here.
Goodness, but even though they don't lose their life, it looks like they might have to give up tower. Wukong's a little bit scary. Landcry's down for, oh my goodness, the burn coming for a red buff. Forced the got a kill through the flash. 650 gold down to down for Standby, getting a double kill also on the Ashe. Another shutdown. 450 gold, 1100 in the bank. Standby, very, very strong. 5-1 and 0, you know, despite being under tower for so long. We see mid lane 2, Yumi Princess getting hit by the Hui R, and more series of CC coming in from Hui for the healing. Also, Karma and Wukong not being able to do too much against that Hui, you know, since that was just there as an insurance policy. And oh my god, this game is looking a little bit closer than I thought.
And UMass is only seeing a 1k gold deficit, but they are up both one dragon as well as the grubs from earlier.
Those are both win conditions for both of them, you know. Even though I think Aatrox got one of the grubs, if he can just if they can get like 3 more of those grubs, they'll still have a minion for like to take towers, you know, the grub minions. Those are also very strong pushing tools. Giving like an extra.
I'm trying to hit UMass with their own trick of sneaking the dragon as the curtain call comes down. Ezreal
Donna getting stunned and no, not too much. Okay, we still get a kill. Donna flashing away through the wall, kind of thick. And
the Karma damage. Yummy getting that kill onto the Janna.
Oh, you really don't want to see it
away. I was thinking about it. And another root coming in, and another kill to the Karma. That damage is crazy. Again, especially with that Malignance putting in the work.
Yeah, a series of CC and like just the insane damage that Malignance provides. You know, managed to put Standby in the dirt. As Wukong looks to pick up the second dragon.
Xin Zhao is on the way, maybe trying to contest the dragon. Ezreal being unable to help, but Ashe and Karma are going to take that turret in the bot lane and maybe rotate up and try to help their Wukong.
Yeah, Hui versus Landcry again. Okay, blowing up the Ezreal over there. A little bit, looks a little bit dizzy with how Hui's kit works. You know, with his ultimate just being able to amplify the amount of damage that he does. So strong, that 1v1 especially, and also slowing him too, making him just an easy target for skill shots.
During that kill, UofT was able to pick up that dragon.
Yeah. And another solo kill going on to the top lane too. We just happened to miss it. Aatrox against Jax, you know, Finally, Jax is finally even CS. So those kills do add up over time. Up 3-0, and also like just only down 1 CS. So it's overall very clean for the
Especially just
for
now,
Aftermath.
Jack's able to pick up that turret gold, has a solid gold lead over the Aatrox right now. I don't expect that Aatrox will want to be taking any more duels with the Jax.
On this time soon. Standby, playing like a scripter, just saw that Ashar coming a little bit far away, managed to dodge it in time. Otherwise, Linecraft would have picked up the kill. And it's going to be punished too. Ash not having any CC or vision for this Herald. Okay, dropping the ward, but not much he can do about it. Instead, we're just going to have to see what Wukong can do in response. His red buff. Playing up there. Not too bad. It's considered. After pack another 1v1 for the top lane, Aatrox had to flash away once again. This is not the first time it's happened to Aatrox flashing away from a Jackson cage. But this time they have a Wukong on the top side, acting as insurance policy. Okay, let's see if After Pack can do it. Okay, Wukong does not. Oh, he does manage to get it against the Jax at the end.
With the red buff burn.
Red buff is way too strong. And wow, C1's Blood does manage to get away. Despite the curtain call managing to land most of his bullets against the Wukong, he just manages to get away scot-free, only at the cost of his teammate's life, who's already not worth too much gold.
1-for-1 trade, being able to draw pressure away from the mid lane, allowing Lankrise and Laurent to actually be able to secure that tower. Honestly, not too bad for UofT all things considered.
Yeah, they finally managed to open up the middle lane too. Them also being at the advantage helps a lot. They should be able to push their advantage from this point on. Opening up the mid turret allows for so many different things, going into the jungle and stuff like that.
Really all about that map control, especially for those objectives coming back up, that the dragon spawning in 2.5 minutes. Definitely having that map control for those bigger team fights is going to be a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, especially when it comes to map control, like, I think map control is even more important, less so much in a team fight position, because more information is known, but I think it's more important in, like, these dueling positions. We see Karma right now trying to go toe-to-toe with the Jax, Wukong following up too. Let's see if he can get to his tower in time. Wukong, very strong, watching down Ash. Yeah, and after that does end up falling.
Picks it up with the True Shot Barrage.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of CC going their way. If it was perhaps just a 1v1, then maybe UK could have gone against the Karma, but with help from Ash, Ezreal, and
here comes going down to that insane Hui damage.
Yeah, honestly, that looked a little bit more sillier than expected. Hui not even bothering to auto those last couple moments, knowing that the kill would be secured against the Aatrox. So weak at the moment. Also picking up armor too from the plated steel caps. So being very, very swishy to that Hui. Perhaps maybe this Hui will be a more important Sith Puzzle down the line.
Of course, it's 1 minute until the dragon spawns. UMass is sort of trying to get control of the bot side jungle.
Yeah, Jin doesn't look like he's allowed to play up too much. Maybe... Okay, not quite punished yet, but even if he was quote-unquote punished, there are teammates to help back him up. Ash and Wukong both eyeing their eyes on the Jin. Okay, to the bottom lane now. We see one more time the rematch. Not so much. This time Jack's trying to go in against two of them. Missing the stun on both.
The stun on both. Trying to get in between. Just a bit too far.
Yeah, we have to be a little bit scared now. The Ashe, the Ezreal, and the Wukong all making their way bot side to a standby. Okay, with the Monsoon from CC Star not.
Aatrox activating the World Ender for that movement speed, trying to get in, trying to pick up some of the big Qs in a team fight, and Blood takes down Janna. Moving on to Afterpack now, trying to get the counter strike to prevent the damage, but it's not going to be enough. Afterpack goes down, but not before taking out. Oh, it's Jin that takes out Laurent actually.
Yeah, not very advantageous for them. Jax did have to burn TP there. He was doing his best to try and get like as much possible from that. And we're gonna see the Kemtic Dragon to come down. And like being very strong, in my opinion, with the Karma, especially her mantra shield is just so strong, engaging, and also like just soaking up a lot of damage too. the extra heal and shield power will be very beneficial from our team UofT Blue over here.
After that fight, everyone looks to be resetting, going back to farming, catching those waves, pushing them back out.
Still want to say though, this game is a little bit closer than I expected, especially with the skill differential that was noted by Landkreis earlier, at least in personal chats I've had with him. Being up 4.5k or 4.3k gold, you know, there's still a chance. Okay, Xin Zhao, blast cutting over, trying to get the Ashe, knocking her up. Okay, one more, the flash goes down, but even with the Xin Zhao ultimate, not able to really get the kill. Oh my goodness, CC Star just getting nicked by the Ezreal. It's up falling too. It's up backing in too. The Karma chunking out the Jax. No longer wants to go back in. Chunking again.
Damage. Every Q is like an explosion. Catching it through the minion wave, going down the curtain call. Firing these
Wukong going in against
unable
Jin.
to do anything. Interrupted
Yeah,
by
diving under
Wukong.
tower.
And Blood uses that flash to secure the kill.
Wonderful gameplay, you know, that what a clean series of events. I think they got 3 kills there. Although 2 are down right now, don't forget that the Janna did end up falling earlier. So very clean all around. This is what I was talking about, you know, those team fights. This is the type of team fights they want. Try to pick up someone and then just like knock them down with all your globals and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially those globals too. It's such a long-range team. It's easy to forget that, you know, Ezreal and Ashe can realistically be anywhere at any time, throwing down those ults from long range.
Yeah, no, we just see it's true, like it's true. Yeah, the team fight potential from them is just insane. Even though they're getting these skirmishing positions, now they're finally like very, very far ahead. 6k gold lead is no lead to scoff at. So from here on out, like the gold lead, they compound on each other, just make it really strong. We do see the way the rematch of the century against the Aatrox World Ender. Okay, nothing here right now.
Darkened Blade. Trying to look for an angle over the wall, but I guess mostly just zoning him off while the rest of Aatrox's team gets the Baron.
Yeah, they're starting Baron right now, but I want to pay attention to the top side. Okay, Aatrox is finally looking kind of strong, but still, okay, never mind. Take back what I said. You know, Bouquet with a Hui ultimate managing to take down the Aatrox. So once again, you know, it's not a very high value kill at the moment. Aatrox being 1/6, you know, getting Baron for just 1 life is very valuable. 1500 gold up, Baron alone. And it's just going to compound more as they have Baron buffs spread out to the remaining 4 teammates that are still alive.
After Pack on the Jax, trying to push up the bot wave and stealing that jungle camp. Gonna make it out with his life, no one the wiser.
Very good by him, you know, even if you're not able to get Baron, or if your team isn't able to get Baron, just being able to punish a little bit, like all these small advantages do add up over time, so making sure they lose a wave for the tower, making sure they lose the Gromp in that sense. You know, 200 gold to them, 200 gold for me. Right, 200 gold like less for them, 200 gold for me. It's just a good mindset to have in order to win back this game.
Exactly. When playing from behind, you have to take the small wins where you can get them, and of course, hope that they eventually compound and you can get a big swing after a team fight. But speaking of team fights, we're looking down here in the bot lane after Pack going down under the tower as dived by Blood and Yummy. The rest of the team shows up. Xin Zhao going in with the huge damage onto Blood. Ashe arrow to stop the curtain call, but Xin Zhao goes down to Landkreis anyways. Aatrox World Ender coming in.
Wow, and that Ezreal ult just managed to do so much damage to the Hui. It doesn't look like he's really, sorry, to the Janna, not really letting her participate in the fight too much anymore.
Especially with the Baron buff, you're trying to break open the base.
Mantra Q is just so strong from the Karma. They're trying their best efforts to try and hold here. Not too much over here.
Using that arcane shift to escape danger. The heal, maybe for the movement speed, maybe just for safety, and of course the flash again to escape those long range away abilities.
This time Aatrox having the flash away one more time. I think this is the repeat pattern, you know, every time Jax goes in on you, just flash away. Every 5 minutes or so. Third time, you know, 15 minutes. 3 flashes in a row, just gone like that. But overall, it's still pretty good for them. You know, Aatrox is still a pivotal pivotal character, pivotal champion, um, being able to do a lot of CC and just a lot of damage from his full lethality build.
Another team coming in, trying to secure this dragon.
It's not a dragon you want to give up either. You know, as you mentioned earlier, Mantra. Just so
Now
strong.
going in, maybe a little bit too early, falling to hooing that dragon so low, but red team is able to pick it up. UofT for the third dragon. And the huge ult from the Wukong, knocking up 3 people.
Yeah, that's just absolutely insane. It was the combination of Mantra Q doing so much damage and CY Blood seeing the opportunity, Blood in the water, going in and securing 2 kills just like that. Okay, Luke trying to 1v1 the Karma, but no, he's gonna lose his life. Waiting for minions now. Landcry's pushing the middle lane and the bottom lane too. You know, the game is looking more and more bleak. I think they're almost at death's door with a 9k gold lead. Doing trying to 1v1 the Jhin, and he does end up going down, but that's okay. You know, not a very high value kill. I think if we pull up the scoreboard, the ACOS is just like yeah. Now it's 2-7. Not much is gained, not much is lost. Come on, once again, shooting down the Xin Zhao, making her presence well known with the damage of Malignance. Wow, Xin Zhao
And the Xin Zhao are not coming out soon enough to prevent that death.
Yeah, it's quite depressing. Okay, Landcry is being very disrespectful now, tanking, quote unquote. The force shot
And going down
with
for
his
it.
life for the Jhin. You know, arcane shifting into that, meaning that he didn't have arcane shift to try and dodge that Jack afterwards.
Way within the ult.
Doesn't matter though. Okay, maybe slightly matter. You know, with DKs, he's getting more progressively weaker. Wow, shields coming down, the berry coming down, also letting it so that John is not able to secure the kill on Laurent. Yeah, funny series of events. You know, a little bit of disrespect towards the end, but when you're up 10k, maybe you can afford to do something like that. Arma coming through with a perfect game so far. Let's see if they're able to pull it through at the end.
This Karma especially is so dangerous with all of the shields, the self-peel, and just the damage coming out. Seems to be a bit of a huge threat in this game.
She has so much damage too. Look, she has like Crypto Bloom. I forgot the last word. The Crypto Bloom, the Magic Pen, a ton of stacks on the Medjais. You know, being basically a budget Rabadon's Death Cap. To be honest.
Of course, the last item might be Rabadon's itself, just to get even more damage. Yana narrowly dodging the Enchanted Crystal Arrow.
Okay, not much going on right now. It looks like Xin Zhao will have to try and pay for his life. Wukong managed to gain a touch on the.
And he goes in further. R going down. Is he able to, with the second one? The healing.
Healing does come through, but it's just not enough.
Guy. Donna is scripting, dodging everything, hitting everything, but unfortunately it's not enough. Going down to an auto attack, movement speed.
When Wukong has an auto attack that increases his range, like to 400, you know, at a certain point you're going to get hit once that cooldown comes back up. Jax, unfortunately, being stuck in Fountain, not much to do. Just has to pray while
UofT Blue taking game 1.
Very clean game overall. You know, Karma with the perfect series so far. So let's just see if they can. Let's just see like some of the adaptations they're gonna have to come up for the next fight. But yeah, we're gonna take a small little break for now, as we'll get back to you guys very soon once draft begins. Talk a little bit about the previous game and the upcoming draft. So without further ado, we're gonna see you guys in a few minutes. Thank you so much. Hey, welcome back. We're just gonna get. We're already like a little bit. We're a little bit hasty with it. We're gonna start with the draft. We're just gonna go through the first couple bands and see how things turn out. As we see over here, um, you of Mass did decide to start off with the on the blue side, opting in for the Twisted Fate, Senna, and Karma bands, not wanting a repeat of last game with the Karma, and not wanting to deal with the utility and power of Senna and Twisted Fate.
Looks like both teams are sort of trying to eliminate those problem champs from the last game. The Hui ban as well as the Karma ban. They're trying to maybe write a different story this time.
Yeah, I agree. And with those bands started off, the first thing we come down is the Smolder. You know, Smolder's just a very effective champion at what he does. Once he gets those 225 stacks, because a little bit of a powerhouse, being able to do splash around, a burn and an execute, with just pressing the single button with his Q. Pull up with the Ori. Ori, being a very stable mid lane pick, you know, has tons of damage, tons of CC, a little bit of shielding and utility with her W and her E respectively. So
A
yeah,
pattern here of these very safe mid laners, the bit longer range, and still being able to put out that damage while not being at too much of a risk of dying.
Vi locked in. You know, Vi Ori, Vi goes into the enemy team. Ori follows up with an R. Just being very strong overall.
Once again, it looks like UofT Blue is trying to pick up that big team with a big team fight potential. Again, looking at that Vi Ori combo, being able to ult, maybe getting a big ult could really turn around a fight just like
Mhm.
that.
I think we also misunderstood a comp last game. You know, I said how they were very heavy on team fights, but the fact of the matter was the Wukong was also very good at skirmishing too. You know, being able to dive in the tower for those quick picks, having a bunch of armor coming in and coming out of those turrets, making sure that those dives went out very very cleanly. We see Akali being locked in too. So I think it's gonna be like very similar to last game. You know, Akali's gonna try and like get picks and skirmishes. Same with the Wukong too. while the UofT Bloom. They do have the potential to get picks, but team fighting is definitely more of their forte, I would say. See the last bit of picks getting locked in. Varus, again, very good at picks. Also very a powerhouse at team fighting. One of the lead ways they lost last week to Waterloo was just Varus being able to stand around and doing 10 all attacks per second, not even kiting a little bit. The ZP is just so insane once you get got a single pick off of the team's back.
Here comes the Jax ban from UFT Blue again. Maybe trying not to have a repeat of last game. They were able to get the situation under control in that case, but best to play it safe.
For sure. And yeah, I was talking about like how they want to play for team fights again. Getting rid of this Ornn and the Ashe this time. Ashe being able to provide global utility, slows, and vision control. Not wanting to deal with that, so they opted to ban away the Ashe. And same with the Ornn too.
Noticing Maokai is not banned this game.
That's true. Yeah, Maokai was one of those champions we were talking about earlier, but this time they locked in Janna and and also Vi too. So um, like Vi can just try and go through whatever Maokai throws at him, and Janna's also able to throw down against the Maokai too by being able to force him off of her and the rest of her team. So perhaps this is a little bit more thought out than I thought.
Um, oh, it's okay. So Melio and Aatrox coming down for UMass.
Yeah, sorry, there's a little bit of a bug right now. Milio, yeah, you're right. Milio and Aatrox they get locked in. The Milio and Smolder have a very interesting combo. The fact that Milio's W his healing spot or his campfire just is able to increase the
Increase
sorry
the
one more time.
range.
Yeah, increase the range of his all attacks. Also includes his Q too, as Smolder relies on his all attack range to function as his Q. So be able to increase it, perhaps also with a rapid fire can, will just make Smolder be a very effective poking machine down come late game.
Not only
Pointing
is he
to
a
the Q.
poking machine, the Q is one of the main ways that Smolder gains those stacks. So being able to maybe hit targets you otherwise wouldn't be able to hit uh, as an enabler to sort of get Smolder online a bit faster could be a
True,
real
true.
problem in this game.
True. I think in most pro games, we do see Smolder getting those 225 stacks at around 90 minutes. A combination of very effective CSing, his AoE from his Q, the W poke, and also like poking through Q, which just let Smolder get those stacks very, very fast. So hopefully we can see something similar here too. I'm expecting something like 20 minutes, 22 if there's just like a little bit of more skirmishing going on around, such that Smolder can't get those stacks. But yeah, we're gonna go through spectator delay, and we'll catch you guys up very, very, very soon. Welcome
All right,
back,
welcome
everyone.
back. Welcome back, everyone. We're going into the second game again. Remember, this is a best of 3 set, so if UofT Blue wins this one, it's lights out for UMass. So they're going to want to try to claw this one back with everything that they have.
Yeah, hopefully things go well. It'll be exciting match to say the least. This time the fact that they managed to pick up the Aatrox means there'll be a lot more team fighting potential. Luke managing to get a very nasty trade against the Orianna to start things off, but I think the Ori just come out on top, potentially with the mana flow ban. Yeah, as we see Yumi backing off. Meanwhile, Smolder, if we can pan out to the bot side, yeah, not able to get a single stack yet, but in due time, he will definitely be able to get that stack. Maybe he starts W and just blindly throws it. There is potential that he can just get one, but he has a little bit of
Smolder is alone right now. I don't think Standby wants to risk that chance in case there is someone there and they catch him out. Could be
that's
devastating.
true. The pinch is very, very painful for him.
Vi starting top side, soloing the Raptors while the bot lane tries to get a bush cheese right here after the leash. We'll see how it ends up.
And the leash just work out. Emilio and Francis still have to get away. They do get the trade, but I don't know if they're gonna lose any EXP off of it. You did mention that the buy started on Raptors, but the fact of the matter is she started on Vision. It's not very good for them. So they do have perfect information on where the jungler is and exactly how they're gonna path too. Janna bullying the shit out of the Smolder.
Getting a big chunk onto the Smolder. Janna taking some damage in return, but being able to just auto away while using the vision of the bushes.
Yeah, I do also want to mention that the Janna opted to go for like a very trade heavy like bot side. She's giving up her support income in favor of just doing more damage levels like 1 to 3.
Hail level 2 too. And the
Oh my
first blood
goodness.
goes to the Varus after that level 2 advantage, being able to kill that Melio under the tower. Looks like the Janna's gamble with the Doran's Blade paid off.
Yeah, the extra AD she gets from that and the Hail of Blades, all those things culminate into the perfect all-in level 2 against UMass, getting the kill against CC Star.
They're having to play it safe under turret until Melio returns, and Divine and Wukong sort of staring each other down in the jungle, but nothing comes of it. Perhaps in the mid lane, UK is looking very low. Perhaps they can take advantage of this.
Not quite. CY Blood knowing their limits, not opting to go in for that. Or maybe even Ori can get a solo kill too. I just realized, wait, Landcry's is top lane. That explains a lot more. The players here have opted for a role swap, I think we mentioned earlier how Landcry's was practicing his Yone in practice tool, and he opted to go top lane instead of the bot lane, doing. Perhaps that's why we've seen like a different series of picks.
Very good point, and it looks like it's paid off so far with Ruin being able to secure those kills in the bot lane and Yone out trading the Aatrox a little bit. But remember, Aatrox has a lot of health regen for these early trades especially, and I don't know if Yone has necessarily the tools to be able to pick up that early kill and snowball that lead. Maybe it'll come up to the junglers, maybe it'll come up to after level 6. We'll see how it works out.
I do want to mention though that I think we missed a kill earlier against Akali. We mentioned how she was very low under tower, and it looks like Yumi Princess was able to get the kill. But now we have the point over here. Okay, why not able to get the kill? Pain with her flash and potentially her life too. No, Landcry's there with the CC, and no falling down. CY Blood Landcry's now in
Like
a 1v2
Landcry's is soon to
situation.
follow. Unable to pick
I
up that
get
Wukong in exchange.
Yeah, Wukong. I mentioned earlier, he just has so much armor in his kit, similar to Graves actually. Yeah, now we see a series of healing, a little bit of healing, a little bit of hopefully something can come out of this for Emilio. Nah, not quite, not quite.
Very even in terms of both the gold and the kills right now. It's almost 5 minutes. The first dragon is spawning, and we're looking at an Ocean Drake right here.
Hmm. Ocean Drake is
UMass.
definitely very, very beneficial for specifically UMass. You know, the Ori having to face against the Akali. You see a little bit of skirmish come down. Now finally able to pick up her support item. Still having that hail of blades with the Doran's blade, you know, still very, very effective at poking and doing short trades when she calls for it.
It looks like UMass does have the health advantage and the lane state advantage in the bot lane. Vicky trying to look to maybe pick up the kill on Yummy, but here comes Vi, being able to cancel the Akali recast on that E and being able to pick up the kill. The solo kill, no assist gold, but it's still very, very big for UofT.
Yeah, Yumi Princess, like, she expected Vi to, like, I wouldn't say miss, but like not make it in time. So she also preemptively R'd, and we can see like she's not even able to help out them right now. Huing almost going down. Okay, we
With
see
the
just a
level
bunch of
ups.
action going down. First of all, Landcry's going down to the Aatrox in the top side, and then Smolder managed to pick up a kill against Lawrence over here. Very interesting game so far, you know. The leads are not too far gone, 600 gold or 700 gold, very, very manageable overall. So it's still like something to watch out for. You know, these gold leads do snowball out of control. This game is not very similar to like that of CS, Overwatch, or others. You know, a lot of snowballing in these parts.
Yeah, and it looks like both junglers were just in the top side. Of course, Wukong just back, but it looks like he's going top side again, maybe pathing down to try to pick up the dragon after. Ron taking a big chunk of damage from getting engaged on by the Melio and the Smolder.
You mean Princess just doing tons of damage, to be honest. I was honestly kind of surprised she was able to touch the Akali there. But maybe no boots is what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, opting for that Oblivion Orb rather than getting boost, and also being able to hold on to that Dark Seal.
Okay, Aatrox often do some very short trades, you know, making sure Landcry's not able to auto too much against them, which makes perfect sense. Lethal Tempo is one hell of a rune, so making sure that he doesn't go through the extended trades is perfectly okay.
Of course, looking at the map here, most of UMass is collecting in the bot side. Maybe they're trying to go for a dragon, trying to pick up the first dragon of the game.
Vi looks like she's going to respond in turn. She's going to try and opt to go for grubs. Yeah, it looks like CC Star and friends are Smolder also. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to make sure they have bot side set up. By taking the first grub, and it looks like she's going to get away from that. You know, sometimes it's okay to not get all 3 grubs because it takes so long. But just getting one for the huge EXP boost that you get relative to the time you put in is just valuable. As we see Huing does send out the arrow, making sure that it doesn't fall. Okay,
Are
getting
the dragon, and they're trying to move in. Smolder maybe trying to pick up that kill on Huing. They're under tower, they're trying to escape, and it looks like they are going to get away with it. No dive coming out, but of course, the Wukong is about to run in from the sidelines on that control ward.
A lot of action going around, you know. Vi finally, wow, getting the kill. Thank you, Thunder Airy. Oh my goodness. Finally being able to get that little bit of damage and solo kill coming down for Oriana.
And of course, all
I
the
just want to
while,
mention
Huing
though that
able to escape with his life.
yeah, losing a ton of minions here. Wow, it's so sad for Vuke. Opting to try and 1v1 the Ori does not work out for him in this situation. Losing like almost 3 waves of minions, to be honest. And also Aatrox losing a bit of minions topside too.
Of course, that being said, Aatrox is still ahead in CS and of course ahead in kills as well. Maybe Afterpack will be able to make some huge plays this game. And the Unstoppable ult being able to prevent the Blast Zone from sending away.
Yeah, making it a little bit hard. Smolder, yeah, calling out his mom, but not doing too much. Not very strong right now, not enough
Goes
stack.
down. Of course, Huing is in a very dangerous situation. Not sure if he's going to be able to escape this one. And of course, Huing goes down. The double kill for the Wukong.
Yeah, unfortunately when Huing does not get any of those any previous kills, Varus is not very strong without enough attack speed. So the fact that he wasn't able to get a kill in any of those moments is so sad, making it so he went down without. And
Of course, with that little skirmish, we look at UMass up 1k gold. Let's see how they're going to try to push their advantage here.
you see, especially since top lane seems to have been gapped both times. Maybe it's just the champions, maybe it's the players. But Landkreis is going down, and last time it was Huing also. This time to the Aatrox.
Okay, looking at a nice little trade against Yummy in the mid lane. Making very good use of that Shroud, that true stealth and visibility. But the Orianna ult is going to come down. Big damage.
Wow, a huge shutdown for Buke. And the dodge against CY Blood. Oh my goodness. What clean gameplay. Perhaps we're going to try and dive. As we look in the bot side too, another dive going on. Okay, Jana having a ton of trade potential.
Wing whiffs the ult, getting the heal and the Monsoon out, trapping against the
Oh my
wall.
goodness, that was almost played perfectly. Perhaps if Jana just popped a tornado just a little bit earlier, and something could have happened over here. What was a series of events, Vi just managed to get away without losing too much, not even losing the play for the bottom side. But instead we have a little bit of a skirmish down in the bot lane. Smolder getting those kills, Vi charging up, but not going in. Not really worth those kills. Giving a quality to come back from a game is not just ill-advised at the moment. Okay.
Orianna being able to escape again with that slow, as well as the huge range on that orb, and the movement speed, of course.
Just strong ability, and especially if she had phase rush. She doesn't in this game, but like the phase rush, the trade pattern of Orion is just so strong. And you know what? It's good that she has Airy because it would have let her win like certain fights that she wouldn't have been able to win otherwise.
It's true. I think from the perspective of UofT Blue right here, they really want to be able to pick up these bounties on the Smolder, on the Wukong, on the Aatrox especially. They're only about 1.1k gold behind. Orianna picking up that plate, but maybe going down here, trying to sort of even out that gold, but losing her life.
Yeah, losing her life, giving the enemy more EXP and technically more gold too. That's something you have to consider when trying to take plates. Even if you have the pushing power of the grubs, like not the grub itself, but a little bit of true damage that it gives. You have to figure out like at what cost is this worth it. Smolder getting a bunch of more stacks. If we can just mouse over to the Smolder and see how many stacks he has currently. Okay, currently at 79 stacks, a little bit of far cry from the 125 that lets him truly get going. As we go to the top lane now,
All coming down.
coming down for the Wukong. It would have been really funny if he managed to get out. He managed to pop his W before that. No, we
Of
have
course,
another
Yon
kill
gets
going
the
down.
shutdown while Queen goes down in the bot lane, and the Janna flashes, but it is not enough. And by getting that double kill on the Smolder, going a long way, 90 stacks now.
Yeah, you gotta love to see. It's always a repeat. You try to flash an auto attack versus like flashing a Gnosis Q, flashing just any auto period. Seen Ghana try to flash away from that. All League players felt that in their hearts. It's more does pick up the double. You're right.
Whereas Vuke kind of getting out of control here. There's so much damage on the Akali, being able to assassinate and play very safe with the Shroud, picking up yet another kill. Jana Monsoon is not enough to save Blood. Of course, just earlier, Yummy Princess went down even after dodging the first shuriken. Just wasn't enough to prevent the Akali R from doing that execute damage.
Okay, and there's unfortunately been a little bit of pause. Perhaps we'll get word from one of the players in there. I assume there's a little bit of a disconnect, or oh no, there was a disconnect from Jana's side. So yeah, maybe we'll find out later. Yeah, sorry, DC. It is what it is. You can just deal with this as time goes on. But yeah, no, this game is like looking very different. Based off of what we were hearing, like what we're seeing earlier, and also based off of the scoreline, I expect this game to be like honestly very favored towards UMass. Smolder's such a strong champion, and Akali finally has found her stride after being bullied like crazy in the early game too. Like all lanes are winning, all things considered. So it's up to UofT to try and claw their way back.
Smolder right now is 4-0, being able to pick up that Essence Reaver, while Varus is looking at no items right here, only having those Berserkers, Greaves, attack speed boots. Attack speed, such a very important stat for Varus, but it's just not looking like it's enough so far to be able to shut down that Smolder.
Mhm. Very hard for them, but they will be able to work things out. Hopefully, Lord does come back very soon, lest we be here for a very, very long time. Okay, there we go. Lord has finally joined back with his enthusiastic username, if I will say. Hopefully, they'll start very, very soon.
Everyone looks to be ready. Everyone is reconnected to the game. Not sure what the holdup is, but when they get back to it, it looks like Wukong is posturing and actually is taking the dragon. While blue team gets that first turret going to the Smolder.
Mhm. Very clean overall. Golden Dragon, not too much happening elsewhere on the map. Now I'm just rotating to the top side, see if we can get anything. But Aatrox being very patient, now just hiding under tower, waiting for something to happen. And we have a little bit of pause. Perhaps if you press P, there you go. Happens, happens.
Yeah, UofT not doing anything to contest that dragon. They're not really strong enough to take that fight right now, especially considering the positions of their team, via opting to just farm more in the top lane, and maybe even trying to get a pick onto the Aatrox here. A lot of the team, oh, they're going for Rift Herald instead. Aatrox and Smolder are sort of pulling up to the Baron pit, the Herald pit. Lancry is being able to take Aatrox out using...
flashing away.
Out by having to flash and art to survive. Of course, Yone uses that ult himself. Isn't able to catch him.
Yeah, I think one of the most annoying things about Yone is the fact that he's able to just run at you when his soul rip is just there. He rips himself out, and he just gets faster as he chases you. The longer it lasts, very infuriating skill to play against, if I say so myself. So yeah, Aatrox having to pop the world ender there does make sense, and also flashing away to make sure he can dodge the Yone.
All after that Herald, we're looking at a 2k gold deficit on the side of UofT. And maybe Huing is about to go down under the tower. Wukong's closing in. The R misses, unfortunately.
It does not land true. Yeah, things are okay for them overall, but sorry for UofT, but yeah, it's definitely up for them to try and make things work. They do have the peck potential. They also have strong team fight potential, but like, oh my goodness, Akali and Smolder are just scary champions at the moment, and Aatrox too once he gets more items.
I think the name of the game for UofT right here is picks. They really, really need these important picks on to try to get those 400 gold shutdowns on both Akali and the Smolder. Speaking of picks, the flash R coming out from the Vi onto the Aatrox. Yone using his Soul Rip, getting the third Q, but Akali's here to back them up.
And wow, not too much comes out from that. They do get one, oh, and nothing there either. But my goodness, Aatrox managed to heal so much on his third Q sweet spot. That's like the power of Aatrox. The amount of damage you do, and especially with this lethality too, get hit by one Q, and the lethality compounds the amount of healing you get. So Aatrox has managed to go 2 for 1 over there, especially with the help of Akali and, if I recall, Wukong. A little bit of skirmish coming down in the mid lane. Not too much happening, but Huing is quite low, so you gotta be careful. Especially once the tower goes down, Huing having to flash away, flash shield away, making sure both him and his teammate stay alive. As oh my goodness, the flash comes in from Smolder, not quite enough damage against the Varus. Just a little bit scary though, making it so that
here comes After Pact on Yummy Princess, trying to, or sorry, Yummy Princess, but the R comes out and Orianna is able to escape.
Yeah, no need for a thing there. And instead, though, if you miss your chance at getting one, you get a chance at the other. But no, Yumi Princess is gonna be able to run away. Especially Blast Cone, such a far Chemtech Blast Cone is such a strong tool for getting away, especially when nobody else is there to catch you. Okay, C-Star not able to catch.
4v3 in the middle lane. Maybe they see that the rest of the team is coming and decide to back off. Wukong going in onto Huing.
No ultimate, but just auto attacking perhaps is enough. The soccer ball does land on Huing, but nothing comes out from it. Otherwise, no burn, no special damage yet. Other side. On is just staying in their jungle. Perhaps they can get the Varus if he's so chooses to be greedy. Huing finally realizing the amount of peril he's in and just trying to get away from it. There you go. Resetting finally.
Backing in the safety of the base, trying to get that reset. Does have the Bork online, but still very far behind Smolder, who also has the Spear Trojan. 2 items. The Varus is 1. Don't think that's going to be changing anytime soon.
The one saving grace is that, again, there's just so much CC from the side of from them. The potential is there. It's just hard though. Okay, doing like almost like a 40% of CY Blood's HP, so not very fun, you know. Once you go in, you're just gonna get popped. So better not try down the line. It's basically what Vuke is trying to tell them. Not quite. Nothing quite going on right now. UofT has to try and get some extra gold in their pockets. We're gonna give up Dragon, but in return they have to get something in the top side. Dropping Herald. They're gonna try and get this tower too. Vuke not being able to get anything right now. Dropping ults. Landkreis misses. Gets the kill on Orianna.
Misses his R.
Oh my goodness. Perhaps against one more.
Okay, being able to take out another one.
Triple kill against them. Wow, that is so sad. You know, they give up Dragon really thinking that they could try and get at least 1 tower as a retaliation. But no, they get 3 kills, all for 2. All for Vuke. And like, even though they get tower, it just feels like such a loss in gold. Tempo advantage otherwise, you know, Vuke being 10-4-1, not losing anything, literally, no Dark Seal or anything like that. Just makes it so she just gets stronger while the
Smolder calling in the air support. Blood is able to pick up the kill on Smolder and finally get that shutdown that we were talking about earlier. Unfortunately, Landkreis does go down as well as Blood.
Yeah, CY Blood does have
alongside
to. Yeah, CY Blood not able to get close enough to over the wall. You know, charging up her Q. Okay, coming back in, but not dying there. Oh no, she did die.
Varus R does land onto the Wukong while he's invisible, but it's just for Huing to be able to escape. After Pact closing in as well as the Wukong.
I mean, not in a good spot. You know, running to the enemy base in this spot is not very good. He has so much HP.
Execute.
Okay, he does get the
executing. Denies the enemy team that gold.
It's still hard, you know, these games. Smolder is like just gets more and more scarier as time goes on. If you can mouse over one more time to the Smolder and just check his stacks. Apologies. Thank you very much, Observer. 185 is so close to that coveted 225 spot. Especially once he especially if Smolder opts to get the rapid fire cannon. It just makes it very hard. A little bit of team fight going on top. Wukong popping ultimate. Not even gonna get CY Blood flashing away. Okay, slaying Yumi Princess. Okay, they get 1 on the side of UofT. Oh, sorry, on UMass.
0. Maybe they're trying to set up for a Baron play here.
After Pact does end up staying bottom side, you know, very happy with where he is. His team manages to get a kill without him and nothing lost in return. In fact, his team's gonna get Baron right now. Perhaps we see Landkreis trying to walk in. They have to back off.
You know, don't want to risk it, of course, Huing is here. Standby getting in close and personal. Taking a lot of chip damage, calling in the air support for Mom, getting ulted, 2 ults.
Landkreis, there you go.
The shutdown. Huing, of course, falls again. But here comes the TP from Orianna.
This is the Aatrox we were talking about. He's so strong. Finally, if he manages to get his sweet spot, he's going to live forever. Okay, Landkreis is not going to...
dodging all around, but here comes...
Oh, not quite the pentakill. First pentakill for Vuke of this game. What a hype moment. I thought it was just a quadra, but no, a colleague does end the game that pentakill. What a moment for her. You know, solidifying what she went through in the early game and like cementing what she's been doing in the mid game and coming to the late, you know, getting all of those kills coming to the mid game and just being able to clean up and ultimately get herself a pentakill. Such a clean series of events. Even though Orianna did hit most of her things, just getting hit by the shuriken of a colleague just sealed her deal, and ultimately ended up in the pentakill. I do want to point out though that despite all this, UofT is only down 4k gold, but I think we do have to keep pointing out how strong this Akali is, and like how close Smolder is to finally reaching his peak. Smolder is almost at 225. Oh yeah, 203 stacks. Okay, but and gonna keep getting there as he manages to slash his Q to both the minions and the enemy too.
UofT in that fight able to sort of peel UMass off of the Baron, but losing all 5 of their members while only picking up 4. They are able to pick up some of those shutdowns during that fight, but once again, Akali is just going to keep getting stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bit of a skirmish in the bot lane. Landkreis versus Afterpack. Afterpack going in. Of course, Blood coming in for the support. Yon missing that ult again, but being able to pick up that kill anyways because of that Vi ult. The point and click CC. Very, very dangerous ability.
Yeah, and despite all the skirmishes that are going on right now, they do just get the mid tower, you know, Hui having to back off of it, playing the safe game.
I mean, that's the whole point of the Aatrox, because the rest of the 4 members of Afterpack's team is just so strong, and actually being able to win those 4v4s, basically no questions asked. So UofT has to send at least 2 players to go down and try to deal with that Aatrox.
Yeah, Smolder finally having his full stacks up, doing procedurally more burn damage as time goes on, almost getting the kill against the Janna too. Okay, but you know, this is what we're talking about. The monster coming down, trying to do his bouquet. Does not get any kill. Thank goodness. Landkreis just gotta heal a little bit more. Perhaps if they can get one more kill.
Landkreis missing the timing, but surviving with his life because of the Ori R. Taking it down. Smolder trying to get that execute onto Landkreis and is able to do so.
Not quite. You just have to get the Smolder now. You know, he has some damage, but almost a pentakill for Smolder.
Trying to get the pentakill, unable to do so. Triple kill for Yummy as the Orianna ult comes in clutch to finish off that Akali.
Thank goodness. It would have been, I would say, it would have been quite embarrassing if they managed to lose that. You know, giving another pentakill to their enemy team like that. Overall,
it was a 4v5. Afterpack was not part of the fight. Did not have the TP. Had to just walk there from the base.
That's true. And now he just clears waves. Orianna will be eating well. You know, enjoying her new item, the Rabadon's Death Cap. But I want to say that that fight was very cleanly played. You know, Akali was not able to get on top of UofT Blue. Thankfully to Lawrence, managing to pop the monster in time and just peel off for the rest of her team.
The timing is absolutely incredible, but ults are landing onto the Emilio, but still able to escape. Vicky going down again.
No, not quite. Not
with
also
the
landed.
Shroud and with the E, able to escape.
Okay, Buke, I have to make note that Buke does not have access to TP, so perhaps if UofT Blue can rush this dragon fast enough, they can actually get away with just getting the dragon for free. But
it's such an important dragon to get, especially considering UMass is on soul point.
Down into
the dragon.
Yeah, a good chunk of gold going to them too.
Landkreis ulting, trying to pick up the rest of the team, getting onto standby. Standby getting the execute, but going down to the Yon. Yon picking up that 700 gold bounty. Aatrox popping world energy to come into the back. Blood has to flash to escape. Getting the Q. And it's 1 for 2. Plus the dragon.
But they do get the dragon, and that's, I think, the most important part. You know, how many fights of these would have been won already if either team had like a Chemtech Soul. Don't forget, Chemtech Soul reduces the amount of damage you take while you're 50% HP or lower. So, like, just denying them that, denying either team that makes both teams, like, less tanky.
Landkreis showing something a little bit different from the early game, being able to come online with those 4 items, able to 1v1 that Aatrox pretty handily, and even taking down the Akali. The damage just isn't there because of that Wit's End.
Yeah, this is the power of, you know, when your enemy doesn't have pen items yet. Like, even though there's no given tank, like, just having a single MR item makes it very strong. A Kavai going down for the shutdown, you know, Smolder getting away with his life. Or, sorry, not Smolder. Emilio getting away with his life, but, like, at what cost? You know, getting the pick on the Aatrox is very, very good for them. Now they're poshing towards Baron. Perhaps they can try and get it. But we have to see who else is in the jungle. The Wukong. Yeah, I think he knows that they're on Baron. we're not quite sure about the timing of it with no words or anything. Okay, now they do have line of sight, thankfully, to I have no clue actually.
Yeah, Smolder calling in the air support, and I believe they have Vision. Wukong going in and able to steal the
The
Baron. Oriar is
Baron.
coming down. Bit of a dyssynergy there, causing the Varus ult to whiff, but they were able to pick up the Wukong anyways. Smolder with the damage over time. Varus has to go pick up the Honey Fruit in order to prevent it being executed.
Yeah, the Elder Dragon buff is so strong. Yeah, Vuke was sorry, not Vuke. Hoon was falling down quite low, and look at that damage. Look at that Orianna, man. Yo, this Elder buff is proving very, very strong for them. You know, that extra AD and AP just making it so hard to fight against. The execute damage eventually kicking in if they get down low enough. So they must get away while they can.
Wukong going down as a martyr, being able to actually steal that Baron from UofT. Came down pretty close, but he was able to secure it.
Yeah, that was definitely UFT's comeback chance, you know, being down just a little bit of gold, but still, it's like gold you don't want to be down at all. So giving him that Baron is just a little bit unfortunate. Nine prize.
UofT is able to close down that gold lead, but another bit of a skirmish in the bot lane. Doesn't go anywhere as both players back off. Yeah. But here comes Vi. Vi pressing the ult and the Janna.
Nice,
Able
very
to
clean.
slay Vuke with the crazy damage from the Vi, going that bruiser build with the lethality.
Yeah. Honestly, you gotta thank Landkreis for that. Forcing her to use a bit of her cooldowns, especially her shroud. You know, by being there at the perfect spot, perfect time. Landkreis now just gonna be able to try and take the bot side on his own. Or maybe a Smolder Amelia will try and contest. Yeah, that's.
But of course, you cannot forget about the Smolder damage stamina going on to him, being able to deal a lot of damage and actually able to kill him. Will the Elder buff kill?
Excellent.
And no, because of course of the Immortal Shield though. The shield.
Oh, that shield was so strong, you know, just when you think you got him, you really, in fact, you really don't. Massive shield comes out in and also prevents Smolder execute from popping off too. Looks like now they're going to try and take the mid tower, finally cracking the tier 1 mid tower. So opening up the map a little bit more for themselves, giving them better access to the top and bot side tier 3s or inhibs when it comes down to
The
it.
first time throughout this game, UofT has obtained the gold lead, being up 1k gold over UMass.
Yeah, it is not a real gold lead though, but it is a lead that they would much appreciate. You know, their CSing is so good that despite being down, you know, 8 kills or so, they would still manage to themselves in the game, and this is very, very good for them. The Holly's starting to fall off.
Momentum.
Yeah, the
Landkreis
Holly's starting
has
to
maybe
fall
eyes on Afterpack.
Trying to go in. Afterpack does pop World Ender, not going to do anything else, even with the Orianna move speed bonus. Trying to see where everyone is, making sure he doesn't get caught on himself. Very wise of him. So,
Wukong is top side. Dragon is coming down in about 20 seconds. See how they're going to mobilize. Melio taking a huge chunk of damage. Blood being able to escape. Not taking much poke. Thanks to the blast.
Oh my goodness, that's
UofT
tons
R
of
goes
damage.
down, able to kill Janna with the huge damage. The TP coming in from the Yone. Yone does have access to
I think the ultimate's gone. Keep in mind, so Wukong ultimate is gone, and so is the Varus ultimate. Now being a 45 situation, not very good for them. CY Blood trying to see if they can get a pick. Wukong flanking behind them, albeit with no ultimate.
They're playing 4v5 here. Landkreis does have
Tons of damage. Doesn't
but
give a chance
to kill Kali.
Yeah, they didn't give her a chance to use her Zhonya's Hourglass. Let's see if Wukong can, but no, he cannot get any of that. You know, Yumi Princess does so much damage. You just gotta see if they can try and secure it. After Pact,
and Yone getting the 2-man ult, barely whiffing onto standby on the Smolder. Supposed to try to chase him down, and the flash comes out to secure the kill, and UofT gets the Chemtech Drake.
Yeah, UofT.
2 dragons to 3.
You know, these fights are scarily close, but UofT's been playing these fights very well. I don't know if Vuke, it looks like they're lining up their CC so well, such that Vuke can't even pop her R or her Zhonya's Hourglass, and ultimately making it so that UofT can like take these fights over. Don't forget that this fight started off with Varus missing his ult, and also Wukong using his ultimate himself. So perhaps like it was not as one-sided as we once thought it was.
Just being able to wipe that entire enemy team means that UofT is allowed to break the base open, trying to pick up those Nexus towers, diving onto Vuke. Vuke popping that Zhonya's Hourglass as the first tower goes down, but the Akali are coming down. Vuke falls Emilio trying to hold on for dear life here. Wukong coming in, maybe with the big R onto the land crush, but it's not enough, and
No, it's not
UofT
enough.
takes game 2.
And they ultimately take the set. Yeah, who ain't like they all played so well. Shout out to the Oriana there, making it so that all of those all those CC confirms happened because of him. You know, making sure that a colleague was out of the fight at pivotal moments. And with that being said, yeah, they ended up the series 2-0. Very very close game. Um, but yeah, no, it was just an impressive series all around. Holy crap! But yeah, no, that was definitely an interesting game. You know, I thought the game was low key lost at a certain point, but the
Yeah,
UFT managed to claw the way back.
UofT just especially so important managing to hold on against that Akali as their team members get a little bit tankier, maybe not going down to just a single Akali combo. And even during the laning phase, the Akali poke is just so potent, especially against someone like Oriana, who doesn't really have a lot of tools to deal with, an invisible enemy. But unfortunately, as the Akali falls off later into the game, the opponents get tankier. Of course, Oriana definitely, as you mentioned, on point with that CC, being able to pick up that Akali right as she comes out of the Zanya's hourglass. So vitally important to the team being able to sort of lock down one of those very important members and allowing the teammates to sort of not have to worry about their backline and try to dive onto that Smolder. Once again, in that game, Smolder was the other very, very big threat.
Yeah, no, Smolder also was popping off too. Once he came online with those 225 stacks, we saw their Varus, we saw UFT Blue's Varus. They have to get off just to make sure they don't get executed. So the Smolder's presence was definitely felt throughout the series. But unfortunately, the Vi having point and click CC and full up CC to boot just makes it so that Smolder was not really able to play the game as much as he was hoping.
Especially towards the second half of the game, middle to late game, U of T very desperately tried to claw back that momentum, and they were actually successful because they were able to pick up those small kills and those small skirmishes elsewhere, and then transition that to a very small lead at first, but after winning more team fights just by a hair at first, and then overwhelmingly towards the later stages of the game, they were able to make that comeback and eventually take the entire set.
Yeah. But overall, that was definitely a lot of fun, a little bit closer than I was expecting, especially that second game. But ultimately speaking, though, do you have any other closing words? Because I don't know, after watching those games, I'm quite speechless myself.
Honestly, I think there's not much to be said. We have to just look at all of these players who played wonderfully, each of them individually and as a team as well. Everyone had their own moments to shine. There were plays all around the map happening all at the same time, and the macro game, especially with the focus on objectives. And of course, we have to mention the Wukong Baron steal, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to bring them to 1-1. It wasn't enough to bring them to that game 3. And so UMass
The
probably
POP.
not be making it out of group stages at this point.
Yeah, they really needed that win, unfortunately, and they also needed some of the other teams. They needed two things to go right, and unfortunately, the variable that they could control did not go right for them today. But I do have to congratulate UFT. They end up second place, guaranteed. Even if Waterloo loses, they will end up first or second. So congrats to UFT, and we hope to see them off in the playoff stage after going 6-1 in the group stage.
Fortunately for UMass, the stars did not align for them this time. But we'll see how both of these teams fare in the future.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for both of us. Thank you so much for watching us this week. We will let you guys know on social medias. Do follow us on our Twitch and Twitter. It should be UFT Esports for all social media, for all related social media. Um, and yeah, we'll follow you up with you guys next week or the week after. The games will always be on Saturday, so just make sure to check in and follow us to get caught up with those games. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. And this is Charlie.
This is Seroku.
And that's it. Thank you very much and have a good day.